Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the next play that we need to be paying attention to that is coming up as of right now, and it's starting to get a lot more talks. And we've already talked about it on this channel twice. Once was about 2 months ago, another time was about 5 months ago, as we are preparing you guys for more changes that's to come within the machine economy, deepen things like that. So I want to make sure you guys understand XMAQIUMA could be the next big play that you guys need to pay attention to. So before we get into talking about all of that, I would like to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 20k subscribers. If you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you guys think down below, and while you guys are down there, you guys can hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having daily. And while you guys are in the Discord, you can ask how that Patreon group works. As you guys know, we have been calling some recent bangers, some crazy bangers, got into some good OTC deals, some good private sale deals. It's an overall good community, especially now that Patreon has a sale going on. So you guys can check out Patreon to get your feet wet for the Patreon group as of right now. And you guys can check out my ebook, The Essentials to Mastering Tokenomics. This will help you guys pick out the next gem in your cryptocurrency portfolio once you're able to understand everything that goes into picking out a gem, from understanding the market cap, FDV, circulating supply, vesting schedule. All of that is explained in this ebook, so check that out. Links will be in the description and in the comment section down below. And let's get right into the video, guys. So just June 12th here, right? A few days ago, not too long ago, Tesla cab, Cybercab has been unveiled in Paris, right? And I put out this tweet. I said, machine economy is coming. Don't be late to the game. It's going to, of course, you got peaq as the infrastructure, but the specific play that we're going to be talking about is Deuce, especially when it comes down to the machine economy. This is going to be for your humanoid robots, things like that. Of course, you're going to have your taxi, your cyber taxis, things like that, self-driving taxis and all of that. That's a part of the machine economy, but we're going to be talking about the humanoid robot part. As you can see here, this is a video of Cathie Wood in an interview talking about this, right? She says, we barely priced in humanoid robots. Elon thinks the market will dwarf robo taxis, and we think he's right. So they're thinking the humanoid robot is going to be huge. It's going to be bigger than robo taxis, right? And this is also a part of that machine economy. So we're getting closer and closer to the machine economy. XMAQIUMA even put out a tweet, sorry, not a tweet, but a whole article on why robotics investment are going to outperform crypto. So they essentially talk about the growth rate of humanoid robots, how they're going to predict different things. But as you can see here, crypto is often regarded as one of the fastest adopted technologies in modern history, largely due to the centralized nature, a global accessibility, and rapid growth of the blockchain infrastructure. And just over a decade, it grew from a niche concept into a $1 trillion industry, reshaping finance, technology, culture. Now, however, one technology has outpaced even crypto in deployment speed: large language models, LLMs, right? OpenAI ChatGPT has reached over 100 million users in just 2 months, a milestone that took crypto years to achieve, right? So here we are right now. We project that the number of operational robots will grow from around 1,000 in 2025 to 10 million by 2029. So humanoid robots are on track for a 10x annual growth rate over the next 6 years. So things could get pretty interesting. Of course, they go deeper into this within this article, talking about what Elon Musk has going on and different investments that is even being made. And speaking of the investments here, as you can see, is Amazon deploying their own humanoid robots. Well, Amazon already has 750 robots in their warehouse. That's crazy, right? They invested into Agility Robotics. Jeff Bezos also invested into Figure Robots, and now they're testing Unitary Robotics humanoid for package delivery. It's crazy how fast things are moving as of right now in the humanoid space, in actual like the traditional markets and things like that. And in this tweet here, pretty much XMAQIUMA is breaking down the 7 humanoid robotic companies building their future, right? Robotics is the next frontier with so many players who are actually delivering, right? So you got your 1X Technologies, Figure Robot, which we just talked about, Agility Robot, Aptronics, which has connections also to XMAQIUMA here, Neuro Robots, and then you got Sanctuary AI. There's a lot more that they got all going down in this article here. So now we definitely have to talk about XMAQIUMA, because things is getting interesting, as you guys are already seeing all the investments that's coming into humanoid robots and things like that, right? But have you ever seen a DAO fund for humanoid robots, right? This is pretty much what XMAQIUMA is doing. They have their first raise, which if you guys paid attention to my first videos, you guys could have gotten that first wave, right? Which they raised $1 million from 1,250 people. Wave 2 is now opening June 24. So you guys got time now. This video is going to be out in time for you guys if you want to decide to get into that wave. We're going to talk about that, right? So they already backed Aptronics, which we just talked about. Actually, we didn't really talk about it, so we got to talk about that, right? But deutscher, Deutsche is going to be their token here. Is going to be used for governance plus exposure to robotics, DePIN, and machine RWAs. We're going to talk more about the token, what they're looking to do with the token as well, the utilities and things like that. So as we already said, they have backed Aptronics, which Aptronics is built in Texas as of right now. Now their Aptronics Apollo robot is a modular AI integrated via Google DeepMind, and it's already being tested with Mercedes-Benz. That is pretty huge in my opinion. Now, Cal Chassis also put out a nice in-depth thread on XMAQIUMA and the growth of real-world AI, humanoids, and all of that. So we're only going to really be talking about the XMAQIUMA part. So XMAQIUMA is the first DAO given public access to physical AI, not another AI narrative token, right? A full machine economy ecosystem, letting you get real exposure to the fastest growing robotics company on the planet. So you could think of Deutsche as your liquid index. Now, what makes it different is they have real equity in a robotics giant, which we talked about Aptronics, right? Machine native sub DAO open to all, in-house R&D for DePIN, DPI, and machine RWA. Of course, is going to be fully governed by the Deutsche community. Of course, they also have the first mover advantage, and they also going to be building on peaq. I'm telling you guys, I'm very bullish on peaq, even though the price isn't showing it as of right now. We may be very early on to the success of peaq, but we'll see, right? So XMAQIUMA just acquired equity in Aptronics, a global robotics leader. For the first time, retail has access to a pre-IPO robotics equity deal through a DAO. This is huge. Everything's transparent and fully on chain, right? So what does the DAO own? AI chips and processors, right? Robotics operating systems, energy and storage infrastructure, sensors and navigation tech, tokenized machine assets with yield, decentralized autonomy infrastructure, liquid crypto asset for flexibility. Deutsche is the flywheel, right? Every dollar earned through equity, yield, or sub-DAOs flow into the treasury. Deutsche holders decide what to do with it: reinvest, distribute, buy back, or burn. The more the machines earn, the stronger the flywheel gets. Now, again, when we go onto their website here, you guys can see the Genesis auction Wave 2 launches June 24, right? This is only about a week from now, right? So you guys have some good opportunity to really get into this right now. This is the second wave. I don't know if there's going to be another wave. I do know they also did do a private sale, right? I didn't get into the private sale. I didn't get into Wave 1. I'm probably going to try to get into Wave 2, right? If I don't, I'm just going to be buying it on an open market just to see how things play out, because this is something very new, right? We don't know how the market is going to take it. So far, none of the DePIN projects have been a crazy winner, but I do think that over the long term, they could have the potential to be some huge winners as of right now, especially something like peaq and Deutsche, all about the whole machine economy. So right now, enter the robot economy. They call it the robot economy here, but you guys can scroll down there, built on two core pillars. The DAO, which is managing a diverse treasury, it allocates capital to high growth startups in humanoid robotics, right? Decentralized physical AI and robotics infrastructure governed by the Deutsche token. So this is huge. This token gives you guys pretty much access to these new startups for the humanoid robotics, and we're pretty early on that, right? Then you got the machine economy launchpad, a community-owned infrastructure layer for launching sub-DAOs, independent asset-specific DAOs with their own governance and treasuries, right? So you scroll down and you guys get to look into all the asset deployment, DAO fees, all of that, the whole launchpad here, right? So I'm pretty bullish on this. As you guys can see, this is something that is new, that is coming onto crypto in the traditional markets. The traditional markets are already moving faster than what's going on in crypto, and XMAQIUMA is the first mover within whole robotics ecosystem, the decentralized robotics ecosystem, and even give you guys access to what is going on in the traditional markets. So this to me is a no-brainer of an investment for the long term. We'll have to see how things play out. Of course, like I said, DePIN narrative is still a little bit down, but we are in something, an emerging narrative that we just need something to pop off in the traditional markets, probably to take over in the crypto markets here. But I want to know what you guys think within XMAQIUMA. Leave your thoughts down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed there yet, please do so. We're on that road to 20K subscribers, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.